Well, my name is Bob Dubois, and we founded the Double B Equine Rescue. I got laid off from MBNA when they closed the rescue, or they closed the banking business up there. I was a security guard up there. And we decided we were going to start rescuing horses here. It's been a lifelong dream of mine. I've always loved horses. And we just started doing this, and there's a huge need for it out there. There's people that abuse, neglect, and just forget about horses. And it's just what we do here. The one thing I want people to know is there's misconceptions out there that a lot of rescues call themselves rescues. They're not state certified like we are. They're not a 501 like we are. But the one thing I'd like people to know is that we don't sell our friends. Okay, and they're all our friends. I've had horses come in with whip marks on their faces. I've had horses come in with busted bones. I've had horses that, I mean, they've all got a bad story. There's no one bad story. It's a shame. It doesn't need to happen to any horse, but it does. We're pushing probably 30 horses that we've actually helped through this rescue. Went through just taking care of them, getting them back to body weight. Then we start working with their emotional needs. The biggest thing is trust. These animals have been beaten, abused, and we just try to get them where they actually trust people again. My favorite story would be Chance. He's the quarter horse. He's the old style quarter horse, and when he came here, his issues were the fact that the whole right side of his face had been beaten, crushed. Somebody had taken a 2x4 to him, just totally beat him. It's senseless. His issues right now are trust, and I've had him here for 3, going on 4 years now. And the biggest thing we're trying to do with him is you can't even walk into the stall with a bucket or a pitchfork or a blanket. To put a blanket on a horse is almost treacherous. He's gotten to the point where he'll let me do it now. For somebody else to walk into that stall, it's almost, because he doesn't trust. I mean, he's trying to protect himself. Now let's talk about Misty. She's one of my favorite horses. I got an argument with a cattle dealer. He showed up here to look at some cows we had, and I saw her in the trailer, and the conversation went downhill right there. Because when I saw her, she was nothing but skin over bones. She's a Belgian through and through, and she was probably about 500-600 pounds underweight. We argued over $20 for that horse for almost 2 hours. It's all the money I had. I knew it was the right thing to do, and I did it. But now she rides, she drives. You drop a harness over her rear end, you better be ready to go. She knows her commands. She's very good. She's back to body weight. About 14 months worth of good food did that to her. Misty really enjoys it here. I would put anybody's child, 3, 4, 5-year-old child with that horse. She's that gentle. She's good. Charity? That's the Appaloosa. She's a 3-year-old. She's, it's my girlfriend, as my wife puts it, because I spent a lot of time with that horse. When she first came here, she was our very first rescue. I've got pictures of her where she came in. She looked like she might have had Cushing's, that bad. It was just bad nutrition. She was skin and bone. She was so emaciated she could barely lead to the stall. I spent a lot of time out there with grain in my hands. You just cup your hands, put grain in it, just get her used to being touched. She's come a long way. She's a beautiful horse now, and we're going to break her this spring too. That's going to be fun, because she's wild as the day is long. Well, the process for adopting a horse is pretty simple. You come here, you find somebody that you're interested in, then we find out if they're interested in you. Okay, because horses don't like everybody. I mean, there are horses that don't like certain people. Then you have to go through my interviewer, Charity. She does my interviews. She's picked out probably 3 people that weren't suitable. And then the interview process, once we get through all that, is you'll just spend time with the horse. I want to see people interact with the horse. I want to see how much you know about handling a horse. I want to know how confident you are with the horse that you're interested in. I want to see basically how the interaction goes. And then once that's all been settled, then you've probably come here 3 or 4 or 5 times, depending on the horse, because each one will be different. Then we'll check out your facility to make sure that it's adequate, which we don't require a lot. And then we'll go ahead and do a lifetime lease with the horse, and we'll go ahead and deliver the horse to the property, and then from there we'll check on it periodically. It's pretty simple, really. With us, a lifetime lease is the horse is always going to remain the property of Double B. That way, if something changes, lifestyles change, they can be anywhere from an illness to a divorce to you know, you had to move out of state, something like that, the horse can always come back here. It doesn't get shipped off for slaughter. It doesn't get sent away. The lifetime lease is just that. It's a lifetime lease. What I need most for this rescue is the donations. That's how we keep going. We're not funded by the state. We're not funded by any private firm. I mean, the donation is what makes this place run. That's how we buy our hay, our grain, pay for the vet coming out, paying for whatever the horses need. Our biggest fault here at Double B is we don't say no. We actually threw up a stall to bring back 2 other horses in the middle of the winter, which we know is going to fail because it's going to sink when the mud season comes. But we did it because we had to bring horses back. We're very much about the horses here. We care about the horses. We're not just some mill that runs them through. We put them in good homes. All of our animals. All of them.